Hi everyone. In this video, we will learn about press fit and clearance fit. So let's begin the video. Before we jump into press fit and clearance fit, let's first understand what is a fit. In engineering, whenever we insert a shaft into a hole, the relationship between the shaft size and the hole size is called a fit. Depending on how we control these two sizes, the shaft can either go in tightly, go in freely, or go in with just enough grip. And that relationship is what we call a fit. This is the base concept. Once you understand this, press fit and clearance fit will make complete sense. Now, to control this fit, engineers don't just guess the sizes. They follow a standard called ISO 286. So what is ISO 286? ISO 286 is the international standard that defines a system of limits, tolerances and fit between shaft and holes. Think of it as a rule book used by engineers all over the world to ensure parts made by different manufacturers still fit together correctly. It tells designers how much larger or smaller a hole can be, how much larger or smaller a shaft can be, which combinations create clearance fit, transition fit, interference or press fit. Without ISO 286, every company would use different tolerances and interchangeable parts wouldn't work. In short, this standard gives a hole a size code and gives a shaft a size code, and when we combine them, we get a fit. For our topic, you just need to remember two combinations. H7 by P6, this combination gives us a press fit, and H7 by G6, this combination gives us a clearance fit. That's it. That's all the ISO 286 you need for today. Now let's apply this to each fit. Let's start with press fit, also called interference fit. In a press fit, the shaft is made slightly bigger than the hole. Because of this, you need to apply force or heat the hub and cool the shaft to fit them together. Once assembled, there is no play at all between the parts. That's why press fit is used where we need strong holding, like a bearing pressed into a housing or a gear mounted on a shaft. Let's take one example. Say we have a 25 mm shaft. Using H7, our hole will be diameter 25.00 to diameter 25.02 mm. Using P6, our shaft will be 25.02 to 25.03 mm. So that means our shaft is 0.01 mm larger than the hole. Notice the shaft's smaller size is still equal to or bigger than the hole's bigger size. That extra material is what creates the interference. For our model, we will simply use hole 25.02 mm and shaft 25.03 mm diameter. So here the interference is 0.01, which is 25.03 minus 25.02 mm. Yes, so you understood about press fit. Now let's see about clearance fit. Here it's the opposite. The shaft is made slightly smaller than the hole. So there is always a small gap between them and the parts go together just by hand. No force needed. This gap is what allows the shaft to rotate or slide freely. That's why clearance fit is used in the things like a shaft spinning inside a bearing or a piston moving inside a cylinder. Let's take the same 25 mm example. Using H7, our hole is still diameter 25.00 to diameter 25.02 mm. Using G6, our shaft becomes 24.98 to diameter 24.99 mm. This time the shaft is always smaller than the hole, so there is a guaranteed gap. For our model, we will use hole diameter 25.02 mm and shaft of diameter 24.98 mm. So the clearance will be 0.04 mm clearance. So to summarize, same hole of diameter 25.02 millimeters in both cases. The only thing we changed was shaft, making the shaft bigger than the hole. That is 87 by P6. You get a press fit, strong and permanent. Make the shaft smaller than the hole, 87 by G6. You get a clearance fit, free and movable. That one small difference in the shaft size is what completely changes how the part behaves. Usually the changes are made in shaft, not the hole. So that's it for today's video on press fit and clearance fit. I hope this was clear and easy to follow. If you found it helpful, you can like and subscribe for more mechanical engineering content. Thanks for watching and I will see you in the next video.